Let us begin. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 33, 34? Yeah, 34, wow. Last week, all of you had defeated a Leviathan, a giant water dragon, earning the respect of the Vikings who are on board this longship, notably among them Astrid, chiefess of the clan from Burke. Yasin kind of standing out as a fellow captain and everything. Lots of cool moments there. You had taken pieces of this creature on shore, where Gobber, being extremely excited about getting to work on anything dealing with dragon scales and dragon parts, kind of split off from the group with Kieran to talk about the many possibilities of what they could do. And they had a very rousing conversation, half of which you all got to see. The other half, Dawson sent me some awesome ideas for your armor that we will be moving forward with on things. So Gobber has a pretty good idea of what he can do and what else he needs to continue with these ideas that Kieran had. He's got most of the parts, but not all of them. As the rest of you went to the Longhouse, you engage with the other Vikings, telling stories, drinking, getting in an arm wrestling contest between Mud and Grim, which was truly badass. A lot of people were watching and just have a deeper respect. Like you guys are really ingraining yourselves in the culture. You're doing things that everybody around you understands. And they're looking at this new group of people and going, right, they're good people. I understand them. Drinking and arm wrestling, I can get behind this. And there were a lot of bets going back and forth between this. But in the end, Hiccup gathered the entire group after you all had a chance to eat, to drink, to relax from the fight. Hiccup gathered everyone back towards the main table where he and Astrid were sitting, and kind of explained a little bit about what was going on, mentioning a character called Thonrar, who Yasin immediately goes, that sounds like Thonis, and Hiccup, figuring he must have had different names in different places. But he lets you know that there's a war happening. It's brewing between the Queen of the Dragons and the King of the Dwarves. And Burke is caught in the middle. And so he is asked for the help of this group. His promise is that he will help you learn everything he knows and everything these two opposing armies know about Thonis and about what's happening with the realms. And in return, he needs your help to stop a war. And that is where we begin tonight's episode. Well, that's about all I want to tell you guys right now. It's been a long day. You've all had a epic battle. I think it would do all of us some good to get some rest for the night and to reconvene in the morning where we can discuss things. I'll get some maps and some notes and things like that to get them ready for you. We can convene in the war room. I'm also going to call on our village elder. He knows quite a lot of things, and he might be useful in these conversations. So you guys are welcome to sleep anywhere here that you can find. The Longhouse has cots all around in the back. You kind of see them, little alcove places. Totally welcome as guests. There's still plenty of food and drink. Please eat until you crap yourselves. It's okay. We're Vikings. Just that corner over there, and he kind of points to like where there's a curtain and everything. That's the crap corner. If you're gonna do your do it there. Okay. I'm going to call it a night. Also, if you happen to see somebody coming in the middle of the night, it's probably Fish Legs. Don't worry about it. He just tends to sleepwalk and gets really hungry. We always leave him a pile of food by the door. It's a thing. I warn you because he's naked. him and his wife still haven't figured that part out. But hey, it's okay. We're all one big family here, and yeah. So I'm gonna go home now, so I don't have to see that. Any questions? Anything you all need before we good night? Okay, good. Talkative bunch. Love you all. That's great. You're gonna fit right in here.
Is there any
Hmm.
night watch or curfew based, like considering the fact that there's such a uh, tumultuous time, is the right word?
It is. It is. It's a good word. I like it.
um are just wondering if the streets are safe to walk at night.
Yeah, it's pretty safe here. I've never really had any issues. But that being said, you are right, and I am a chief who cares about the people. We don't have a curfew, but we do have guards posted. As you go outside, you'll notice anywhere that there is a fire, you're going to see a guard posted. And most of these fires are going to be up in these high towers that we have, these kind of lookout roosts. You'll find all of our guards there. They kind of switch during the half part of the night, first and second watch. But don't concern yourselves with that. Get some rest. Everything will be fine. Neither side has invaded. We're not there yet. They're still just talking and posturing and all that kind of bull. But it'll escalate. It's a powder keg, friend. It's a powder keg. All right. Well, good night. Sleep tight. Shit over there, because that's the right place to do it. Good night. And Astrid just kind of gives him a look like, what? And looks at the rest of you and just goes, sorry. Night. And then she heads off with Hiccup. You also see Toothless kind of as a shadow in the background. You watch him kind of slink away. He's keeping mostly hidden to the shadows created by the fires. And you notice that he's not parading out in public. He is not open for everyone to see and touch. He's keeping to himself. And he kind of follows Hiccup and Astrid as they leave the longhouse through a side door and go on, presumably, to their personal home that they have on the island. As the night progresses, you notice that a lot of the Vikings start to mill off, grab drinks and things like that with them, and head to their own respective homes. After about an hour or two, the group is left alone with a few roaring fires and some braziers, a table still food of a good amount of food, and definitely as much drink as you can all hold. What would you like to do for the night before you turn in and take a long rest?
Kelladry's gonna head over to the food and help herself because I don't think she's not even eaten in a while.
And you do so, Kelladry. You find when you get to this table, there's still some meat left over, but you find an awful large amount of vegetables and fruits that are left behind. Apparently, Vikings have a taste for the meat and not so much for the veggies, and so you find various salads and bowls of broccoli and tomatoes, grapes and cheeses, and then some kind of like briskety type food, meats just kind of cut up into bowls. And in the background, there still is that pig that's kind of sitting over a fire now. It's mostly just embers and coals kind of keeping it warm. And the pig still has some decent chunks of meat left in it, but it's been picked pretty good.
Yes, well, I'm gonna go vegetarian tonight.
There you go. There you have a smorgasbord of vegetarian options. There are even some, you find some dressings. There's a nice kind of a sweet vinaigrette. There is more of a kind of a creamy buttermilk dressing. A lot of options for Kelladry to just dig in. There's a ranch, Melissa. It's a ranch.
I was like, that's definitely ranch.
All right, so Kelladry's digging in. What are the rest of you doing?
Did Gobber give me any kind of like parchment of like notes of these items that I'm supposed to find?
Yes, he did.
I'm gonna like kind of study that.
Yeah, as you pull out this parchment and kind of sit down and take a look at it, you see on there where he's checked off a lot of things, where the scales are, the different ways that he can break apart that mandible that you all cut off, and the different ways he can reuse that. He has a couple of leather pieces, some supplementary metals that he thinks he can use. But one of the primary things that he is missing is a good amount of tungsten ore. You see that on there. And he has a note scribbled next to tungsten ore going, dwarves. Uh, so letting you know, dwarves have tungsten ore. Below that, you see another item that he needs. It's kind of like a three-part, but it's one item. And what he needs is the scales, the some claw clippings, and some saliva from Toothless. And he kind of has that labeled on there. And then he has a small note that you can kind of hear in his accent going, Toothless has been a wee bit standoffish lately, and I don't think I can grab what I need off of his body any longer. Don't know why. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. And so those are the there are 4 items, but from 2 places. And if you can gather all of those, Gobbler can do everything that you have suggested to him.
And then thinking back about whenever Hiccup was talking about everything, the war going on, do we know, did he say anything about us, like this clan being affiliated with like the dwarves, or friendly versus like friendly with the dragons, or is there any like, is it kind of neutral?
Right now, he indicated that they're neutral. They're caught right in the middle, but you do get a sense from the people that some of the conversations that you're remembering as you were walking from Gobber's forge to the Longhouse, and then hearing the Longhouse conversations, there are people talking about both sides, and you can kind of start to hear, oh, I think that the dwarves got it right, or no, that Dragon Queen knows what she's talking about. She'll be able to help things. And you kind of get this sense that while the people are neutral, they are starting to take sides. They're starting to favor one over the other in this coming conflict. What about the rest of you? What's everyone else doing?
I guess I'm gonna just let Alexander know that I'm not in the other place anymore. And that, well, I guess I'll just talk to him for a second.
Okay, so this is an official conversation. Are you going to be out in the open? Are you going to go find a more private location? Do you
A
want
corner
to
that's
summon
not
him?
the shit corner.
The not shit. There are 4 other corners that are not the shit corner in this place.
Okay, well, one of those sounds good.
Yeah, you find a corner. You're actually kind of near one of the cots that you see, and you can see there is a bedroll laid out with pillows and blankets, some furs, and just kind of little trinkets and stuff that are like perhaps past victories from the clan, things they've collected. The Longhouse is just filled with stuff from people that they've kind of brought to honor the Burke village there. So you got your own little corner. Are you looking to summon Alexander physically, or just kind of speak to him within your own thoughts?
Like, I guess thoughts.
Okay. So you do that. You kind of get into this meditative position. How do you meditate with Grim to kind of talk with Alexander?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna get down like on the floor and I guess like on my knees, almost like prayer stance.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be like,
Yeah.
and just like kind of trancy looking, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You center your mind. I want you to roll religion for me.
That's not bad.
I don't often make you roll that for Alexander, but there's a reason.
I mean, religion is one of my pluses, like one of the stronger ones.
Nice.
20.
20?
Mm-hmm.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
Yes.
Okay, cool. As you settle and relax and kind of center your mind and your thoughts and your spiritual energies, you feel Alexander's presence almost like smoke kind of come around you, and you can feel him wrap close and tight to you, and you hear him whispering in your ear. You know that nobody else can hear it, but that's the sensation. He's there next to you in your ear, and he goes, "Hello, Valencia. How are you?"
Okay, but I never remember my name until you mention it.
I know.
Smile every time you say it. I'm like, oh yeah, I have a different name.
That's me.
That's me. I'm just gonna be like, hey, I'm alive.
I can see that. That's great. Good news. I'm glad. I think I would know if you died.
Well, it was touch and go for a minute.
It was.
We're in this place called Burke. Have you ever been there?
It feels familiar. I don't know if I've been here physically, but I have traveled through its eddies, if you will. There are magics here that are very familiar to me, very Faerunian. Dwarves and dragons and such. It is a familiar land, but there's a strong presence here. I am surprised you were able to contact me the first time. There is something trying to keep me out. It doesn't like me here.
Can you tell where it's coming from?
I might with your help. You would need to roll a wisdom saving throw, which would time with Alexander's Arcana. And your combined might be able to reveal something.
Okay.
All right, so Alexander rolled an 18. That's not bad.
I got a 17.
Cool. So what happens is that you feel Alexander's presence go from being very smoke-like to almost a static crackling energy that goes up and down your skin, almost like he's forming a barrier or a shield around you. And you can feel your magic and his combining, and he's taking your vision and pushing it forward. So you see the longhouse through your mind's eye, and you can watch as Keladri is munching down on her veggies. You see Kieran looking over his notes. You see what Estrella and Yasin or Mudd are doing, and you push past them through the longhouse as if you're a spirit traveling through it. You see Burke, and you rise above it, high into the night sky, as you go past islands and lands that you don't recognize until you come to a large mountain. This mountain glows, and you suspect that it glows more for your spiritual vision than it would your actual eyes. It glows purple and green. In fact, as Alexander kind of guides your vision further down, you get closer to it, you can see that the rocks are made of purple and green gems. Large fissures that just spike out of the ground in some places, and you recognize the design and the facets of these gems. You've seen them before, you've seen them recently. The purple reminds you of the Night Mother. The green reminds you of pain. And for a moment, Alexander flashes the vortex, the black hole, the maw that you stared at, where you saw the Night Mother and Pain and Nim all together, chained to each other. And you see how the colors of their skin radiate with the same brilliance as these gems in the ground. And then you see two eyes staring at you. This, Valencia, is what doesn't like me here. There's a presence We can try to push deeper to see if it will reveal itself to us, but there's a risk. It could trap us in this realm. But I am with you if you wish to go further.
Okay. Let's do it.
Make another wisdom saving throw.
$17.
All right, another 17.
They're all because I have plus.
You feel Alexander's wings form on your back. And you can see the leathery wing folds come around you. I will protect you as much as I can. Here we go, love. And you feel yourself plummet into these eyes that are staring through the mountain. You push past rock and lava, green and purple gemstones. You see halls, great structures carved out of the mountain, huge statues whose mouths run with lava, who hold giant hammers. Big beards. They're dwarves. As you run through these halls in your mind's eye, you go into a chamber. This chamber is carved out of the gemstones. Purple and green light fill the space and illuminate a throne, a singular throne made of these stones as well. And you see them in their raw form, these jagged edges coming out of the back of the throne. Very Game of Thrones, but with gems instead of swords. And on this throne sits a rather large, old dwarven king. And you can see that the eyes of the mountain now loom over his throne. And he looks up at you. And you can't tell if he's looking at you or at someone else until you feel somebody walk through your spirit. And it's a woman. Blazing red hair, strong golden armor to match the armor of the one who sits on the throne. And she bows briefly to this king, and they start talking to each other. You can't hear what they're saying, but you can feel the king's anger because it exists within the magical realm. And you watch these eyes behind him turn from a piercing gold into a bright red. And then again into a stronger green. And from these eyes, you see smoke start to appear as if they're crying. But as the smoke comes down over the throne, it illuminates the face of a very large, very ancient dragon. And the dragon looks directly at you, Grim. And you hear Alexander go, "Oh, fuck. That's it, we got to go. That's what doesn't want me here, and I'm going to oblige it." With a 17, you roll just high enough to watch a column of smoke rush towards you, and right before it envelops your entire vision, you can feel these claws grab you at your back and pull. And as you turn and look, you can see Alexander in his half demon, half human form just pulling you away and beating his wings as fast as he possibly can as the smoke just trails and billows and rolls after you. But it doesn't touch you. You don't take any damage. You don't lose your connection to your body. But you feel it rushing back faster and faster as the wind whips through your hair. And you're back in your body, calm and at peace. Alexander has returned to smoke billowing around you, but the smoke feels tired. And you can hear him going, "Well, that was interesting. How many fucking dragons are in this realm?" Oh. This one doesn't like me, Grim. But I suspect it's not me in particular he hates. It's magic. All types of it. Something about that dragon is not right. It's not real. It's not flesh and blood. It's a curse of some kind. And I don't like seeing those gemstones again. We've encountered them too much, Grim. There has to be a connection. Even your father was tracking these gemstones.
I'm gonna go to sleep. But I'll let you know if I find anything else out.
I will be here as much as I can. Know the closer you get to the source of that curse, the harder it will be to summon me. It's not impossible. It just might hurt a little.
Gotcha.
I will let you sleep. Enjoy your night.
You do.
And you feel Alexander move, not to leave you completely, but to almost feel like a blanket. Like his presence is there to still provide comfort, but he is definitely trying to recenter himself after encountering such a powerful archmage as that creature you saw in the mountain. What are the rest of you doing? Anything from Estrella, Mud, Yasin?
You got anything?
I guess I will. I guess I could try to see if Lunas has Estrella doesn't know how that works. She just kind of
If she's respawned yet?
if she's responded.
Try to contact her.
Yeah, I'm just gonna reach to the universe and be like, "Hey, buddy, are you back? Have you?"
It's me, Margaret.
It's God. It's me.
Roll religion.
Okay.
Roll for God.
Roll God.
Oh. Chris, that's a natural 1 to start the night.
Ooh, it's the Estrella special. Okay. Here's what happens.
Arm, natural 1.
In your sort of very casual way of reaching out to Lunas, something that you have done all your life since becoming a cleric, and it's something that you remember that the others in the order would make fun of you. There were paladins and clerics that you studied with, and it was for a short time. But in that time, you were always casual. You were always... Lunas is always there. She just is. It's just a thing. What's the big deal? Whoop whoop. And you remember this one particular paladin, a very grim man, same age as you, in fact, same level in education. You two were learning together in some of the same classrooms, if you will, of what it means to be a part of this Order of Lunas. And you remember his words coming to you going, "One day, you are going to call upon her, and she won't answer. Not because she isn't there. Not because she doesn't care. But because you've lost your way and lost your focus. I might have a stick up my ass, but at least when I pull it out, I know where my deity is."
Damn.
Oh, God.
And that voice just echoes in your mind right now. And as you reach out to Lunas, just, "Hey, what's up, girl? You there?" You don't feel anything. And you knock a little bit harder on the door. Yo! Yas!
No.
and you get this sense of a drop of water in a pond, and that your voice tries to carry the distance of this pond, but it's so big and so vast that it just doesn't make it to the shore. And you can barely tell that that's where Lunas is. Somewhere on that shore, surrounded by mist and water and distance. And you just can't reach her.
Cool, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go to sleep and think about my choices in this game and
I don't even need you anymore.
Yasin and Mud, you would have, and Keladri and Kieran, all of you, I imagine, are still in an up kind of state. Grim has gone off to be alone with her thoughts and with Alexander, and you see her now kind of laying down and getting comfortable. And you can, the rest of you can see Estrella walking away, and you know, especially everyone but Keladri and Mud, Kieran and Yasin, the two of you would know. You've seen her talk to Lunas. You've seen kind of how she does her religious meditations and connects. And you know that she tried to knock on her goddess's door and no one answered. And she's going to bed defeated. You can feel that. The two of you know her well enough, especially Yasin. The two of you know she is not in a good place right now. And you kind of see her walk past you and head to a little alcove in the room with a cot set up there. If any of you want to say something to her, reach out to her. I'm just letting you know that you saw this. You can talk to her. You can let her be.
I'll actually walk over.
I'll tag her over.
God.
It was a great party.
Having finished studying my my notes, I'll kind of close it up, crumple it up. You know, I never did get to thank you for pulling me back from wherever I went when things went down back in the portal, having been reincarnated and then going through that experience. Thank you.
Oh, God, it feels like a lifetime ago. Estrella's just gonna take a moment and say, Estrella's not doing finger guns. That is just a unfortunate habit I have. Estrella's gonna just nod and say thank you.
I noticed that you're having some challenges connecting with Lunas. Is she the source of your healing magic, or just wondering out of concern if we should go into battle again? You are a bit of a lifeline for us.
No pressure.
We don't care about you, but you know that power, we need it.
She's the source of a lot of things. I've still been able to heal people. That doesn't seem to have gone away, but the connection is definitely severed. And I'm not sure what happened. So I'm gonna have to do a deep dive, but I think I can still heal everybody.
Somebody who has died twice and been reincarnated once. Guess that's a little bit reassuring in a time of great discomfort.
That's fair. Please don't die a third time.
Right.
I can. I would rather not have to.
This is where Yasin chimes in and goes, "The things come in threes."
Oh man, y'all are such a what great pep talk, guys. Nice job.
Right.
So good.
Estrella was happy genuine conversation and didn't realize that Yasin was there and was
but then Yasin's just like, I'm sorry about your magic glow, lady. I'm here if you need me.
it's funny.
And then Yasin goes over to like the bear rug, like in the middle of the longhouse, and rests his head up against like the bear head part of it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
like
your magic glow lady. Ow.
Just a little head boop first, like
Little head boop. I like it.
Eulogy's wondering what kind of group she stumbled into.
Oh, Helen.
right. Oh yeah, Yasin clocks Teledry. He goes, "Don't you judge us."
I want to
I
judge.
mean, it is literally called
Kill us.
Chaos Reigns or whatever.
Yep, chaos reign.
If anybody is looking around right now, Mud like sees these little groups
Yep.
forming up. She has no idea who Galadry is. She barely knows Estrella. She just, for such a big person, she looks very awkward and very uncomfortable in this space. She's not big too, like, she's not used to this big of space without being in an arena, so she's just kind of like,
Well,
Gonna do jumping jacks.
she's just doing
jumping jack. So what do you do with Mud? Are you gonna go talk to anybody? Are you just gonna go find your own little place to sit down and rest?
she's gonna look over at the cots and realize that's not kosher for her.
Nope,
That's
not exactly.
that's not gonna, like,
Even the biggest Viking comes up to your shoulder.
yeah, I don't want my head or my feet hanging off or something. And so she's going to try to find one of the, like, emptiest tables. That's for, like, Vikings usually have pretty long tables. Then she's gonna be like,
long table, long house.
gonna grab some of the furs off of something and just plop it down and try to lay down and sleep, but she's probably not going to sleep very much.
Okay. You can do that. There are definitely plenty of furs, plenty of places to grab things, and you kind of make a
She grabs a little bit of, like, a leg of something as she goes.
yeah, and you just sort of snuggle up with your little meaty turkey leg, and yeah, you have your night's rest. Then so everyone's gone to bed except for Kieran and Keladry. What would the two of you like to do before calling it a night?
I'll continue to pass and kind of sit in a corner, and I feel like after all of the festivities of the last few hours that they've experienced, being like blasted through everything, he's just kind of traumatized and is going to sit in a corner and probably not going to be able to sleep.
Cool.
Keladry's gonna head to bed.
She's like, I'm gonna sleep. The rest of you are weirdos, and I can sleep just fine. And so, all in your own ways, you all sleep. Some of you are able to get a deep sleep. Some of you, it's waking up in fits and trying to find a way to fall back. But in the end, all of you do take a long rest. Yes.
Stella's making a mental note that we need a new secret circle sharing time because 3 people here haven't shared their secrets, and
Yeah, that I like that mental note. It's the last thing she thinks of before she goes to sleep and goes, what the fuck? At some point in the night, despite the trauma and the uncertainty and the uncomfortableness, you all do fall asleep at one point, probably within the 3rd watch, deep in the morning, the wee hours of 3, 4 a.m. You all find a way to finally get some sleep, which you all desperately need. During this sleep, something happens somewhere else. Far away from the islands of Berk, from the lands of the Dragon Queen or the mountains of the Dwarf King, past this realm, to a place you all haven't been in quite some time. A tavern. Amidst a swirling vortex of color. Let's go there. Inside of the tavern is Thomas. He sits in the main area down below, where the stairs come from the second floor, next to the bar. Only there's no Toblin, or any of the other patrons. And Thomas doesn't look the way you'd all remember him. There is an edge to him, a darkness that has crept in around his eyes.
What's this thing?
His clothes have no longer bear the bright colors, the reds and the golds and the purples, these big poppy outlandish colors that he used to wear as kind of this big jovial personality, this you can all get to know me and trust me type person. Those are gone. Now he wears black. A black vest embroidered with black filigree over black pants with knee-high black boots. At his back is a cape that reflects the deepest colors of the nebula that surrounds the tavern. The deep purples and blues. And it swirls a bit with magic. His skin, normally an ashen gray, has gone pale. Almost albino in the way it appears, contrasting heavily against his bright white hair. His eyes no longer shine with vibrance, but look milky and clouded. And his voice is raspy as he speaks. I think it is time for another group to take over one last time before it is too late. Are you sure that's the direction you want to go, Thonis? You hear the voice of Zeroku as he comes down the stairs, his wife Norshella not far behind. You've already sent out 2 other groups, and we haven't heard back from any of them. I understand that. But as you can see, well, my time grows short, and things are not getting any better out there. I need new champions, Zeroku. I need you to lead them, you and your wife. And I need you to bring my instruments back to me. You've seen what is happening outside. Yeah. Yeah, we have. Look, I'm in. I remember everything, and despite all of what you've done, I think you're right. And this might be the only way. I agree. And you hear Norshella step up to her husband. I don't agree with what you did to us, Thonis. Taking our memories like that was cruel. Using our life to extend your own was vile. But I understand why. And perhaps in your place I wouldn't have done any different. I might have done worse. But that's not the point. The worlds are coming to an end. Things are accelerating. And even I can see your plan is better than no plan. So I'm with you as well, Thomas. and a few others start to walk down the stairs. One of them is Link, followed by Princess Zelda, who you saw earlier in the tavern, both having no memory of meeting the party despite your time in Hyrule. But they look different than the last time you saw them. They have blue etched tattoos that go across their face, similar to Sheikah tattoos that you've known in Hyrule. They don't act fully themselves. Link looks dark, crazed, a shadow form of himself. Zelda's eyes don't fully focus, and you watch her count in the air on her fingers for no reason at all, as if she's strumming an invisible harp above her. You hear the footsteps of a small, wide dwarf as he comes down the stairs. Hey, wherever Zeroku and Norshella go, damn straight you bet I'm gonna be there too. Fuck it all, I can't watch this world die. And you see Toblin with his bright red hair and long red beard coming down. He has a pack on his back filled with books and scrolls and a pickaxe and a bedroll. I think I got everything that we can need. Try to fit my entire library in here. It's not easy, you know. It'd be better if you carried it, Zeroku. I'm just saying you're bigger. You can carry more shit than I can. Yeah, you'll be fine, Toblin. The less stuff you have, the easier it is for me to pick up your ass when you need help. Whatever. Shut up, jeez. I'm not that bad. And then one final person walks down the stairs to take this party of 5 into a party of 6. As they walk down, you can see yellow and orange robes pool around the stairs. You see black skin markings in the places that are visible. The robes lead up to pointed ears and auburn hair. All right. I'm about as ready to go as the rest of you are. Don't really know what we're doing here, what we got to get done, but I figure, if there's a mission to be done, I'm going to do it. I'll do it the best of you. Ready to go, biggish orcish man? Yes, Nim. I think we're all ready to go. Are you sure you want to do this? Why wouldn't I? This doesn't feel strange to you. I mean, traveling around with a dark elf, half orc, a dwarf, and 2 high elves. Regular day for me. It's pretty common. We do this stuff all the time. What, should I be out of sorts about it? No, we're fine. And you see Zeroku look at Faunus. Are you sure this is wise? It is not the same. You know that there are many of us spread throughout time, space, and reality. She is important to all of this. She's always been important. She'll always be important. All of you are, in your own ways. But I don't have time to wait on the others. I don't have time to care about whether or not they're alive or dead. I'm sorry. I'm beyond needing people to go out and make peace. It is time to make war. Take what we need, bring it back here. I do not care how. That's why I asked all of you to do this, because you don't care how either. So get it done, and do it now. Fine. We'll get it done. I can only open a portal one more time. After that, you have to find your own way across the realms. I suspect the other group before you has figured it out some way, or they would have been back here more often. Perhaps it's best that they're gone. They're too weak to do what needed to be done anyway. And you all watch as Thonis opens up one last portal, spinning it out of the air, making it just barely big enough for the party to travel through. Well, last one through is a rotten rat, so ain't gonna be me, bitches. And you watch Toblin just like jump through the portal. Link and Zelda are not far behind. Zelda continuing to almost conduct music as she walks. Her mind is no longer present. Zoroku walks in next, and Norshella stares at Thonis hard. You realize that if you betray us in any way, I will kill you. Norshella, please, we do not have... No, I will. And you know I have the power to do it. Are we clear, God? Perfectly. Now you're going to go or not? And she walks through the portal, lightning crackling around her as she does. I want all of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
All I gotta say is Norshella coming in hot.
Damn straight.
Okay.
It's an 8.
Okay, we got an 8.
Mud's not so good on the wisdom.
That's okay.
7.
7 from Estrella, okay?
14.
14, got it.
You got a nat 20 and I got an 18.
Okay, and Grim?
23.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Do we all pass?
No.
I don't think 8 did.
Well, I said 18. I said 18.
I heard an 8, so
The
Whoever
roll
that
to
is.
beat was 15. 15 was the roll to beat. So here's what happens.
We failed together.
As everybody wakes up, Grim, Kieran, Keladri, fitting, the three of you most closely connected with the astral plane. Keladri through her grandmother, Kieran because he keeps dying, Grim because of her connection to Alexander and her father's notes and research. The three of you wake up having had this dream. You saw Thonis choose new champions: Zoroku, Norshella, Toblin, Link, Zelda, and a Nim who had never met any of those people before, but still bared the marks of her curse, very young. And you watched them go through a portal, and you heard every word that was said as if you were there. The rest of you remember nothing. No dreams, no thoughts. Just a decent night's sleep and a slight hangover from having a little too much mead, but nothing crazy. As you all wake up and go about getting ready, anybody taking the crap corner by chance?
Mud's definitely taking it.
Mud's gonna take a crap in the crap corner. I want Mud to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh gosh, of course.
Don't slip.
Okay, that's 15 plus 8.
is she gonna fall?
Nice. Okay, good. That's very good. You managed to use the crap corner without any incident, but The smell is overpowering. The aim of the Vikings in the middle of the night is atrocious. But to be quite honest, you've seen worse in your time in the arena. You weren't always a champion. You didn't always have the best room in the facility. And where a lot of the newbies go is worse. And not only was that place filled with crap and urine, but it was filled with blood. Because a lot of times they would go in there and die. Literally. So you've seen worse. You come out, you're good to go. The rest of you all refresh in however ways you need to refresh. But Hiccup comes in to this empty longhouse. Well, good. Hope you all got some good rest. Oh, you went in the crap corner. Wow, you are a big brave woman. That's good on you. Good on you. If you all are ready, if you could join me in the war room, I'd like you all to meet our village elder. Perhaps ask any questions that you want, but I want to give you a little more history on what's happening here. Is everybody good to go? Anybody? Any other last minute things? Please say no. I got just a bitchin' hangover right now. I just want to go in the other room. Good. Okay. Cool. We're good. Follow me. Let's go. Oh, Astrid kept me up all night. And you kind of see him like leaning against his back and like cracking it. Not that I'm complaining. And he goes into this room that is literally behind the big table where Astrid and him were eating along with some of the other higher council members in the Burke clan. There's a door that opens straight back there. And he goes, come on in. We'll be here. Everybody heading straight in? Anybody want to do anything else? Ask any questions?
Where are we at presently and where are we going in? Sorry, I missed that.
So you are all in the main longhouse. You all took different places to sleep there. It's the same place where you all were eating and drinking. And then literally you're just going to the back of the longhouse behind the table where Hiccup was eating. There's a door that he opened up that leads to another room.
You're having like a big headache. It's just like he just mutters kind of to himself out loud, like, God, what a fucking nightmare.
I don't know. I guess I just follow.
Yeah, you can follow.
That's a quick unrelated question. How much does Keladri, what does Keladri know about Faunus? Would I have the background to know, or will I have to get some background from other characters?
Roll history. Let's find out what you know.
Oh god. Wait, history. That's a 7.
Okay. You know about Faunus as a child would know a nursery rhyme. You've heard the name before from your grandmother. There was something, a lullaby that she would whisper to you to help you to sleep in the nights after you had lost your parents. This particular lullaby, she would say, the others know because you have found this lullaby etched in different lands. But you remember this lullaby as the lullaby of the Night Mother. Do not fear the songs of the night. Sleep in slumber the songs that keep the hearts of the children still. Listen to the song and know its will. Keep your gaze far from the light. Embrace in darkness, hold it tight. Seek not the unknown that is seen, and burns that which lies between. My child, do not travel far. Safe you are in my arms, and know not trouble or why I weep, but keep your heart safe beneath. Our love we ward to give you this, a song of love so you won't miss that which bounds the soul of time, a mother's love, because you are mine. Child, it's an ancient lullaby told to me by my mother and her mother before her. It speaks of the mother of all darkness, the one who gave birth to Thonis, a god amongst gods. Remember this lullaby, child. Remember its words and hold tight. It may serve you well one day. Now, pop to bed, wee one. It's already late. It's a rather sweet memory you have of your grandmother, a time before she started her spells or before she went a little crazy.
Okay. That doesn't more.
Are you all heading in then? All right. 3 of you have had this dream. And Caladri knows of Thonis through a lullaby that the rest of you all know. As you walk into this war room, you are all assaulted by the bright sunlight coming in through the windows. Where the longhouse has a nice kind of darkened, shadowed feel, very smoky vibe because of all of the fires. In here, it is just row upon row of windows that go around this kind of circular room attached to the back of the longhouse. It's unpleasant, both for you waking up in the morning and also to just being a little hungover, enjoying the mead a little too much. It's bright, and you even hear Hiccup going, gods, why? Oh man, that's up too late. But there's already an old gentleman inside. And old simply just describes the fact that he has a long gray beard and a gray hair that's kind of pulled back in this nice, tight ponytail. Nothing else about him feels old. He's strong, broad, easily another head or two taller than Hiccup, shorter than Mud by far, but a good tall Viking. Kind of comes even height with Grim. Grim's about 6 feet tall. This Viking is somewhere in the range of 6'1", 6'2". Very powerfully built, and he just sort of stands with his hands behind his back, flexing without flexing. Like, he is tight in his armor. The wrinkles that you see on his face only add to like the epicness of this guy. Like, it doesn't make him look old, it makes him look tough. It makes him look like he's seen battle. And he even has a few scars across his biceps and shoulders that look like different beasts have clawed or bit him and have healed over.
Now you got Mud checking out a silver fox now. She's like, hey.
Everybody, I'd like to introduce you to my uncle. Actually, he comes from one of our sister islands further down. The brother of my father, the chief. May Thor rest his soul. This is my uncle Jormkin. Jormkin, this is everybody else here. Hiccup, I thought I told you to pronounce it as Jormkin. Doesn't sound right with your accent. Thought you knew Viking better than that. Oh, jeez. I forgot how much of an ass you were. Look, I asked you to come over here because we need your help with what's going on. Other than my dad and Gobber, you know more about the history of these lands than anybody else I can think of. Aye, that be true. Yorm King, yeah, and he kind of like shakes his arms in that hiccupy way. Like, is that good enough? I'd like you to meet some friends of mine. These are Estrella, Yasin, Mud, Kieran, Keladri, and Grim. And in fact, they just came in yesterday after killing the Leviathan that's been plaguing our shores. I figured they might be able to help us with our current situation here, maybe? Aye, perhaps. 'Twas no easy feat to take down the Leviathan. Curious that a group of strangers be able to do that better than our own Viking clan. What brings this weary band of travelers to me? Why are you all here? Shrugs and whispers won't be enough with me. Speak up and speak boldly, or don't bother being in my presence. And you just watch Hiccup kind of roll his eyes like, oh God, here he goes. I've had too much meat for this.
I guess I'll say we're looking for something.
Aye, lass, we're all looking for something. Could that be mead? Could it be a fancy fuck? Could it be something a bit deeper? What are you looking for, Grim?
Mud's gonna push through the group and just like, is there a desk or a table between us or anything like that?
There is like a circular table with a big map strewn across it and some like little creatures and figures. It looks like a D&D table, but it's not. It's a war map. That's the easiest way to describe it.
Vikings weren't playing D&D back
They're totally playing D&D.
No, she's gonna push past the group, sort of on the other side of the table from Jornking.
Yum.
Cling to it.
And she's just gonna put her hand down on the table and look big and be like, talk respectfully when you talk to my friends.
Aye.
Emily!
You're the one that my nephew called Mud, is it?
You can call me that for now.
Why be it that you don't use your real name around people? Why this moniker? No one was born with the name Mud.
Easier.
Tell me your name, Jotun.
Give us some respect and maybe I will.
Nephew, I like this one. She's got fire in her. She speaks like a true Vikinger. All right. You've earned my respect, big one. I see you've been through a few battles yourself, have you? Well, perhaps later we could trade a drink and talk about our scars.
She just kind of stands up and folds her arms. She's still gonna stand in front of people. Like they don't have to be right behind her, but she's keeping a distance between.
You're being the shield. You're being the bulwark.
Mama hen over here.
Alright, so if the rest of you want to keep your secrets, fine, I guess. I guess it's really none of my business what you've been doing or why you're here. The point is you're here now. So, Hiccup, why have you called all of us together in the war room? What plan are you hatching in that wee addled brain of yours, nephew? Yeah, but just for Thor's sake, could you just once just talk to me like I'm actually the chief of Burke for a second? Just okay, fine. Here's the thing. I'm sure some of you were hearing last night as you're walking around the village and stuff. Look, Burke is getting divided between these two sides in the war. And I can't trust anyone from the village to really be impartial as we deal with the Dragon Queen or the Dwarf King. It just so happens, thank Odin, that this group falls into my lap, literally coming upon the shore, outsiders who might be able to be impartial and help us deal with these two sides. Aye, that's actually a rather good thought that you're having there. It's not bad. Alright, so what do you need me for? Other than to actually look impressive and like the real chief of Burke. Or just stop! I'm just messing with you, nephew. I don't want to be the chief of Burke. Just ribbing you. Come on. Got to be stout-hearted like your dad. Yeah. Look, I need you here because you've got knowledge and they don't have anything. They need to be brought up to speed on what's going on here so they can help us. And in return, we're going to help them. So what have you agreed to, nephew? We're going to help them learn more about Thunrar. Why would they be needing to know about Thunrar? You know that I don't fully I don't actually fully know that myself really. And Hiccup just kind of looks at the rest of you, kind of having a no shit face, like he didn't interrogate you guys enough. And he's like, so yeah, why? Shake, 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 shake. Why do you guys need to know about Thunrar?
I'm gonna elbow Estrella and be like, "What's that over there?"
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Yeah, you see that? What is that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And Hiccup's like, wait, what's over where? What are you looking at? What's going on up there?
I'm gonna run out the room.
Incredible, he's distracted. I don't
I don't know. That's what my gut says I would do.
You can
know, is confused as to this is if this is still a secret or not.
I don't know. Are we? Okay. I guess we'll just be like, we need to have a discussion real quick.
Yeah, group.
We're gonna step outside for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Back.
Hold that thought.
Yeah, just like, buzz down. Hold on. Let's go out there.
Yeah, no. That's fine. That's fine. You can have this space. I'll just step outside for a wee stretch and a piss, and when I'm back, hopefully the rest of you will be easier to talk to. Hiccup, literally, what the hell are you just dragging in the local rabble in here? And you hear them, the two walk. I know, but they might be able to help. I don't even know if they have a single brain amongst all of them, except the big one. Hey, she is hot as shit, yeah. And they just kind of walk, and you hear the door close. All right, the space is yours. You are alone in this war room. Just to set the lay of the land for you, there is a center table round. As you look at the map, you can see to one side a mountain range and a bunch of little figures that look like dwarves kind of positioned there in a flag to represent what you suspect is the Dwarven Kingdom. Off to the east, so the mountains are to the south. To the east is where you would see the Dragon Queen, and there you see kind of her forces laid out, very red in color, with the dwarves very purple to kind of represent them. And literally in the center of this map is an island chain with little long houses and stuff kind of put on it, and just scribbled on there, Burke. And so you can see that Burke is in the center of what's happening. If you really study the map, anybody doing that, or is everybody doing it for a hot second?
I will.
Yeah.
Cool. So as you all kind of study the map for a moment and gather your thoughts, you can start to see that there are X's placed on certain island chains or continents, like big X's through them, not out of ink, but like a knife, cut them out of existence. And you see little markings scribbled, "Don't go here. This is gone. Don't fly this way." The map is not as full as you once thought, as you realize everything except the Dwarven Kingdom, the Dragon Kingdom, and Burke are X'd out and cut. Around this circular space, of course, we know there are windows, but you also see that the room is laden with ceremonial armor and weaponry. There is a almost like a memorial set up to this one particularly large Viking male. You see a statue carved of him and inscribed upon the base, "Stoic the Vast." And you can see that Vast is a great name for him because this is a big, broad statue. Even by Mud's standards, this is a big statue they've placed. It goes almost from floor to ceiling. And around him are laid what you would suspect are relics from his life. Furs and helmets and weapons, and axe that looks like it has seen quite a lot of usage. Different candles, flowers, ribbons tied to various things. This place is where people would come to pay respect to the past chief. As you all settle into the space, the floor is yours.
I think we need to discuss what we're comfortable letting them know. since we don't even know what's going on ourselves fully.
Considering the fact that Viking religions have a lot of sacrificial opportunities, I think that honesty would be our best path forward, since we're making ourselves very readily available candidates.
That's fair. That's fair. I think with the way everything's merging and we're just getting like dumped into worlds, I don't think we're trying to be super stealthy anymore.
It's very hard for me to be stealthy.
I think that
Estrella's going to up to pat her on the shoulder and just be like, okay.
It's okay, big lady.
I think the hard part is that we have to find out where our allegiances lie within this, not just this war, but in the greater war that is happening. I had the strangest dream last night, and it involved Thanos and our quest, and I'm a little bit disconcerted by it.
I know I'm on mute. I guess I'm gonna be like, what was it about?
What was the dream about? So, to speed up time, Kieran, you tell your dream. Yes.
Yeah.
Caladri Grimm, it's your dream, word for word, moment for moment. The three of you know you had the exact same dream.
Yes. I'm gonna say, I guess, I had the same dream.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be coincidental.
Who do you think it was?
Who do I think? Who was?
Whoever let us see it. Or do you think it was just because we know him?
That's a good question.
I feel like one of us should chime in and be like, but it was people we know, and most of all, it was a younger Nim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's the
So are
we all know how space
Did
and
we-
time gets fucked up.
Well, at one point, Kieran and I were part of one of those groups.
Yeah, and that's
Apparently, Thonis doesn't care if we're expendable.
yeah.
So should we go back to Thanos before he sends Link, Zelda, Roku, younger Nim, and Zoraku?
Or we gotta beat them at it. We gotta get them first.
We're gonna have to fight them. Are they? What have they been instructed to? Because we don't even know that.
yeah.
I didn't hear that
Just
part.
told him to get it, and I don't think he really cares how.
Yeah. They
They're
also
not necessarily against us yet.
Huh?
Well, from the sounds like Link and Zelda are against us,
Yeah.
which sucks.
Well, let's get on topic here. Let's get on topic here.
Wait, Kelly's gonna insert really quick. Guys, I know I'm new to the group. You might have to catch me up when we have more time on some of these details. Right now, you seem to be my best bet at getting at the Night Mother, dear old granny, but there seems to be a lot of history here, and the realms seem to be in the balance.
Yeah. Maybe we should figure out what we're gonna tell the chief and his uncle as far as it pertains to this realm, and how do we want to tie them in? That's a good point, because there's more at stake than just our personal goals and aspirations.
Well, I think we all joined to try to save every time and place because we didn't want ours to get messed up, correct?
I vote we just lay it all on the table. What have we got to lose
That's a good point.
besides everything?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, we got some stuff to lose. I mean, but I don't know. Let's take a vote, I guess.
Keldry's point, we might be able to gain some knowledge from each other, laying it all out there and kind of piece together a bigger story.
We having
Yeah.
a share circle?
Share circle.
Talk about the shared circle later.
Share circle now.
I'm cool with whatever.
Everyone knows my middle name.
So here's what some of you individually know that the group may not. Keldry's lullaby with her grandmother, speaking of Thaunis and his mother. Grim, your father's patron, was once the Night Mother, and it was a curse upon him that he was trying to uplift. Grim and Estrella both know that Nim was a descendant of Thaunis, that her parents had set her up almost to become what she did, the way the two of you start to think about it.
So it's all related somehow, and we just don't know exactly what the linchpin is that connects them and keeps them together.
So all of you have a piece to the puzzle. As you talk around the group, you start to understand Grim's past with her father and the hold the Night Mother has on her family. You understand where Nim was and how she saw things with her parents. The lullaby that Keldry spoke of, you all bring out your notes and show her where you have rubbed them from Hyrule, where you took rubbings of a lot of these notes. You have found references to it in Faerun. And Keldry remembers it from her time. You all talk about your spiritual journeys and what you have seen in the astral plane, where Kieran first met the Night Mother, and can go, yeah, she looked like Nim way back then, even before I knew it. In the end, the four of you, Estrella, Kieran, Grim, and Yasin, have a tight bond. You have fought through many battles together, and you are going to see this through to the end. But you look to Keldry and Mud and want to know what keeps them with the group. Whoever would like to go first.
Anyone?
Mud will speak up, and as she just looks at them, going, waiting for her to say something. She's just, I've been down this road before, and then I got lost for 10 years. The only bright little light I had in those 10 years was Nim. She did more for me than I could ever express. And somewhere deep down, I promised to do that for her. I wanted to break that curse, but never had the chance. I think she knew it wouldn't work anyway. I guess if you want to say it, I'm doing this for her. Because I'm definitely not doing it for Thomas. My name is Modrim, by the way. I don't know why you don't know my full name, but yeah, that's I go for Mud because it's easier.
Mud-
Madrid?
Mudrim. I can write it out. Hold on.
Mud dream is what I heard.
Kind of.
But with an accent.
Mud dream.
There you go, yeah.
I'll never say it any other way. It'll be mud dream forever.
My dreams.
I have personal issues, but if you want to know, I am open book. I do not keep these things close to the chest. I don't really care in the end.
The group looks to Keladri.
Well, Audrey's gonna look around. Damn. My grandmother betrayed me, the one I had the most trust with, and she sent me spiraling on an adventure I didn't want to embark on. And now she has seemed to align themselves with people who are seem to be set against you, by my estimation. And as for right now, I think this group is my best bet at saving myself and getting the revenge against my grandmother. That's it.
Revenge is sweet.
At this time, you all hear on the door that you watched Jormkind and Hiccup go through.
We are not done sharing. Go away. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, hi. Ah. Okay, fine.
I'm just kidding.
I guess we're gonna say enter.
And you watch Jormkind enter along with Hiccup. All right. You're all done having your sharing circle and getting to know each other and speak what you want to speak. I need to know your thoughts. Are we going to enter in a partnership where we're going to be holding secrets back and forth, or we're just going to lay it all out on the table? Because I'll tell you what we're doing on our side. We have no secrets anymore. This is life or death. It's war coming. And I'm not just talking about between the dwarves and the dragons. There's a greater war out there. We all sense it. And I'll be damned if I let anybody in this village die because of it. Do I have your support?
Yes.
Aye.
All right then. Then we can talk.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
that's great. I'm so glad. Shit, I was so nervous.
I'm gonna this is the first time trying to use my like astral abilities.
Yeah.
But like while we're about to talk, I'm gonna kind of like lay my hand on the table and in the center and say, we have a lot to show you. There is a bigger war, like you mentioned, going on, and we have been swept up in it and trying to pull the fibers of the realms together. That's why we first were thrust here upon that ship and encountered the Leviathan. We had a transport from one realm to another, and we were in the middle of that. We were swept here, and I'm kind of like, I'm going to astral project like a little bit of like an image of like what's going on from flashes of us like going to the tavern the first time, even my first group.
Yeah.
And then the Night Mother scene, us all kind of assembling together, me falling on the table, meeting the next iteration of the group, so they get that concept of like time overlapping, and then showcase a couple of the key moments of our story up to this point of like the things that we've been through and how we got here, and just kind of leave the floor open for anybody else to chime in.
It's a moment that all of you take to heart, because not only is Kieran summing up his adventure for Hiccup and Jormking, but he's summing up for all of you. And for the first time, you all see so many different puzzle pieces starting to connect. What you thought were random encounters and events, you see how one led to the other, and how Thaunis and these ancient dark creatures appear in every realm you've ever gone to. In Keldry and Mud, for the first time, you see back to the origins of this group's journey and understand that your own journey still is a part of this tale. Yormkin looks at what you're able to do, Kieran, and you can tell that he is astounded and impressed, but not frightened. Your magical abilities, your spirit essence is not new to him. And he looks at you and he goes, "Aye, you're one of the spirit walkers, aren't you? We've heard of your kind. People who have the ability to see beyond the earthly, to know what lies beyond life and death. I see, son, that you have crossed that threshold multiple times. Valhalla awaits you. This I know. No doubt awaits all of you, warriors, mages, fighters all. I did suspect for many years that this war happening here was but a glimpse of a greater war. You have told me what you know. Let me tell you what I know, and see how many pieces line up. In our realm, we know it is slowly coming to an end. You can see on the map here where we've crossed out lands. These aren't lands ravaged by war. They simply cease to exist. If you wish later, we can go out on a ship, and we can show you where the world ends. No, we're not stupid. We know the world is not flat. It is round. But by Thor, I tell you now, it is flat as this piece of paper here. Will you journey out to the edge of this map, and you will sail into an abyss. The world is coming to an end. And we fear that it has something to do with the legend of Thonrar, or Thonis, as you call him. These dark ones, who seek to reclaim what was once theirs. It is interesting because our two warring factions, the dragons and the dwarves, they each believe they hold the secret to stopping the entire war to begin with. The dragons believe that Thonrar is the only one who can restore balance to the world and the realms beyond. You see, the world must be given back to the dragons, to the true descendants of Thonrar, or so they claim, to be of his direct bloodline, perhaps similar to your friend Nimriani. They call him the father of the great Tiamat. We believe that Tiamat was the one who brought the worlds into existence. 'Twas her breath that gave them life. A dragon of 5 heads, representing the 5 elements of life. And so they believe that if her breath could start the world anew, then his breath could save it from destruction. The dwarves on the other side, with their king and the nobles, they believe that Thonrar is a plague upon the land, that the cracks in the sky that we see are his blood, and that once his life ends, that all things will be made new. They've been using their minds and their knowledge of the deep roads to plunder the depths of this realm, and perhaps even others, to mine these gems that we've never seen in our land before. Purple and green, powerful, deep, deep magic. They believe that they can create a machine powerful enough to rip open the realm between realms, where King Fafnir himself will kill Thonis personally. And here we are in Burke, isolated by our islands, surrounded by these two warring factions who each think they have the solution to what plagues our skies above. And yet the answer has to be so much deeper than either of them. Your group is proof of that. And now you know what we know. And we know what you know. This is all connected, what's happening here. And I guarantee you there are other realms right now going through the same thing who may need your help in the time to come. Can we count on your help here and now?
And maybe we can be your ambassadors or emissaries of this conquest to both of these parties. Maybe we can help show them the truth, and united as this realm, we can find a way to bring peace to the realms.
Spirit Walker, you speak a good truth. I'll hold fast to that. So, here's a path that lays before us. There are many things that we can do before we leave, but when we depart, we may need to split ways. And if you wish, I could show you the edge of the world. Perhaps the mages and spirit walkers among you might be able to glean some information about what's happening, why these realms are doing what they are. I can show you this aboard our longboats. But eventually, we'll need to split. A group of ambassadors heading to the Queen and her dragon kind. Another group to the King of the Dwarves and to his land under the mountains. If you wish to stay together as a party, I'd understand that, and we can certainly see if we can oblige that, but it might be faster if we split into two groups. One I would lead, and the other Chief Hiccup would lead, as we go speak to them. I leave it to you as the party. What do you decide? What do you wish to do moving forward?
I feel it would be best if we split up, because I don't think we have time to visit both as a group.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I have some text I need to acquire from the dwarf based off of Gobber's requests. So I think I'll go with I will go to the dwarves.
All right.
I think I'm gonna go to the Dragon Queen.
One for the dwarves, one for the Dragon Queen.
Like,
Where do the rest of you wish to go?
I feel like I should also go to the Dragon Queen.
Fair enough, two for the Dragon Queen. We need one more in that party. Who else wishes to meet the Dragon Queen?
I'll go. Girls group.
All right.
Well, there we go.
Then,
Yasin, you can still choose where you go.
It's a girls' trip now. No.
then we have
I
Kieran,
have the boys.
Mud,
Let's go.
Yasin. The three of you are fine meeting with the Dwarven King and his nobles.
It will be fun to see small people. Smaller.
Did you say smaller?
Smaller.
To you, they'll be but wee babes. Excellent. Then I will travel with you and your group to see the dwarves. Hiccup is better suited to dealing with dragons. No one in Burke knows more about them than he does.
Girls trip.
And
Hiccup is also mostly a girl, and he'll be fine. He'd fit right in with the three of you. You're more manly than him. Hey, come on. I got Astrid. Aye, and she wears the pants all over the house, does she now? Yeah, she does. I like it. Alright, then it's settled. One last question. If you wish, do you want to see the edge of the world? Or would you rather just depart now and each head to your kingdoms?
I would like to see the edge of the world.
Yep.
Right.
Let's do.
Then
Good.
let us head over to the docks. Follow me. And he opens the door that he and Hiccup went through. Yes, Kieran.
As we're walking over, I'm going to mention that Gabber gave me a list of items to collect, and a couple of them involve Toothless. I know that he has magical properties to his scales and talons, and I need a few things if that would be possible.
Oh, yeah, Toothless is, he's been having a time ever since the Dragon Queen kind of took his... Well, she took alpha status from him. He hasn't quite been the same afterwards. Even I have difficulty riding him sometimes. Look, the rest of you go ahead. We'll meet you at the docks. I'm gonna see if I can work with Kieran here and Hiccup and not Hiccup. I'm Hiccup. Shit. And Toothless. And I'll see if we can get what you need. All right, the rest of you go on ahead. So as the rest of you walk towards the docks, which we'll get to in just a second, Hiccup and I'm looking for something here. Hiccup and Kieran, you go over to where Toothless is, and he's kind of got a little pin outside, and you see that Toothless is a little bit unsettled. He's kind of pacing around his area, just sort of almost muttering to himself. You just hear him, and he kind of flaps his little back spines that he has, and every now and then you just watch electricity kind of course through him from tail to nose and nose to tail. There he's in one of his moods. See, I can't ride him when he's like that. I tried. It hurts, especially when you got a metal leg. Hey, bud. Do we have just a moment of your time, buddy? We're gonna go off on a trip. Could use you. And Toothless just kind of like looks up at him. And goes back to muttering under his breath. Kieran, yeah, my uncle said you were a spirit walker.
Yes.
I'm wondering, is there something that you can see in Toothless that maybe I can't? Something affecting him in the other realm? Something maybe more spiritual?
I can try.
All right. I would like you to roll a. I want you to combine your animal handling and your arcana and roll.
That is insane. That's a 31.
Nice.
Got a nat 20 plus 8 plus 3.
Wow, you're on fire tonight with that. I like it. So, you just blink, and as you blink, you can see Toothless almost. It's like infrared or ultraviolet, like you're looking into other spiritual realms and eddies around him. And what you can see is that there is almost a cloud around Toothless. And it reminds you a lot of what you saw in Nar Shaddaa, when you would follow the Kyber crystal and its threads in the Force. And you see those threads here, but they all go to Toothless. Now, some of those threads go to Hiccup. And you can see in the spirit realm, you can see the bond that the two of them have, and it's pretty strong. But you can also see threads heading east towards where you know the Dragon Queen is. And you can see those threads increasing in strength. There's a call that's happening, and Toothless is trying to resist the call of the Dragon Queen.
There is something bigger going on. He's connected to you, and I'm kind of tracing them with my hand.
Yep.
But there's also some connection that's going east. I'm assuming that the dragon clan is east.
Yeah, they are.
He has some sort of draw towards it, and right now it seems that those pathways are stronger, but your connection to him is giving him power to resist. He's fighting, he's having a battle internally right now.
Oh, buddy, I didn't know. That makes so much sense. Damn, I thought we didn't have to go through this again. Kieran, is there anything you can do to try and block her call? Even if it's just temporary.
Can I try and like almost like absorb the like energy streams into myself? Maybe let's see if I have anything, how this would work.
Like just disrupt them?
Like, can I do my reverse dissonant whispers? Like, again, and take damage in order to kind of like absorb the like energy that's kind of conflicting him.
You can try.
Yeah.
You can certainly try. Let's find out.
What do I
I
want?
want you to just give me a straight D20 roll.
Okay. 10.
Yep. I rolled a 5. So here's what happens. And you will be taking... you got lucky. 1 point of damage from this.
Okay.
That's not bad. You're getting good at this. You kind of look at Hiccup and nod, and you move yourself in between Toothless and this stream of energy that's been coming for him. And as you step into it, you hold out your hand and you grab the tendrils and try to bring them into your heart using this reverse dissonant whisper technique. As it touches you, it hurts for just a moment. But then the pain subsides and you hear a song in your mind. It's a very soft, very sweet melody. It almost sounds like a Celtic lullaby. Just a voice, and you want to follow it. Like a siren's call, you desperately want to go to the Dragon Queen and just be in her presence, because she sounds wonderful. But you're able to take that part of your mind and close it behind a door, compress it, and shove it away. It's there, and it kind of itches just a little bit. But if you don't think about it, you can ignore it. Instantly, you watch as Toothless just kind of shakes his head and kind of gives a kind of sound, and his eyes open wide. The spines on his back lay a little flatter, and you just see him almost go dog-like. Oh, Toothless! Oh, buddy, it's been so long since I've seen you. Just be relaxed. Oh my gosh, it must feel so good. Thank you, Kieran. I let me get you what you need. And he just starts to brush against Toothless's back and put some scales into a small satchel. He's able to take a few clippings from his claws. And then, Toothless just kind of, and oh, thanks, buddy. That doesn't come out. And just kind of puts that into a small vial. And he kind of hands you all of these pieces. That should be enough for Gobber to work with there. Thank you, Kieran. That means a lot. But, be careful. Like, just taking that into yourself is a big deal, all right? Don't do anything stupid, all right? That's my job.
Oh,
I wouldn't be on this trip if I didn't do something stupid.
Well, we can drop that off with Gobber, and then let's go head over to the docks. And you drop it with Gobber. He's extremely excited. and can't wait to get working. He says the next time you guys come back, I'll have some working prototypes for you. I swear you're going to love it, Kieran. It's going to be amazing. Thank you for all the schematics you drew up. And so off you guys head towards the docks. Now, the rest of you have already been there, but Kieran, as you step over to the docks with Hiccup, you aren't greeted by a Viking longboat the way you thought you would be. You are greeted by a fleet of ships. Ships that remind you of Faerun. Ships that look like giant galleons. I'm trying to play a song, but it will not let me play the damn song. Why such issues? Oh, for Pete's sakes. Sorry, hold please. I'm trying to get to a nice ending. I'm gonna wrap this up. It's gonna be great. It's just not letting me play this stupid song. Just play the song. Can you do it? Can you do it? Are you sure? All right. Oh, that'll work. Holy nut! Hang on. I just cogswallop.
Then a commercial erupts.
I swear, yeah, it's just gonna just smack out of nowhere. So, as you all step onto the docks, you see this fleet of ships. But more importantly, you see a blue-skinned captain. Coat flailing in the wind, hat upon his head, nipple ring gleaming in the sun. And the captain looks out at Yasin and he goes, "Aye! I've got your fleet, Admiral, just as I said I would." And that is where we will end tonight's session.